you can get. Wonderful. Again, good morning, good evening from wherever the location you have joined. I'm so happy that you took time to learn something today. You're not here by accident. You're here for a reason. And I'm here for a reason to share something which I'm pretty sure if you try to apply, try to learn something out of this, I'll be all the more happy. Okay. Few ground rules I would like to just mention. The next 1 hour you're going to spend with me in learning different aspects of life. If you can have a pen and paper or rather notepad, I really appreciate. Some of the points you can make some notes. Second is if you can put your phone in silent so that you don't get distracted by your other calls. Okay, so those two are the ground rules I would like to mention. Feel free to just put it on speaker and then call your family members as well, your wife, your spouse, your brother, your sister, whoever in the house, because this is not just one topic, which is for one specific set of people, but it's for all of them. If they also can be part of this learning, let them be. Okay. Otherwise, what we got on the store today? I'm going to ask 2 simple questions. Are you really looking to learn something about LOA? LOA stands for Law of Attraction. Also, are you looking some kind of a tips to attract great career and success in your life? I'm pretty sure everybody would need that. Can I hear some yes or no from the participant? Do you want
Absolutely,
to really? Yeah, because that's one of the important aspect of life, right? Where that we wanted to embrace success, we wanted to have a good career. If there is a way where we can apply, yes, there is a way. What are we going to learn today? I'm going to, instead of the icebreaker, I'm going to teach you something about improving your brain muscles. I'm going to teach you simple exercise to exercise. And also I'm going to start with the opening thought by sharing some of the important concept about the 4 I faculties of the mind. And we'll cover something about the thought versus frequency. Also, we'll be talking about a simplified process of ask, believe, and receive. Okay. And also I'll touch base on the attitude of gratitude and then the 4 steps in the LOA process, the power of visualization. And finally, I'm going to share something, my real life example, how certain things that happen in terms of the success and also in terms of the career. I'm going to share it with you. Okay. That's pretty much what I have to share with you guys. Okay. With that note, just give me a second. Okay. Just give me a second.
Okay, so I'll use this time for something to announce. So Arun will be sharing some Amazon voucher for the who would be the most interactive person, just to make this more interactive and more interesting.
Thanks for that announcement. And just for information, we have already Balaganesh in the tie of just getting the voucher in the 2 earlier sessions. Okay, in the January and February month, he just hit the jackpot of winning that voucher, and maybe Balaganesh would try to make it a hat trick. I would love to give to him, but still, if there is somebody who can be an active participant, feel free to do so. You have the 1,000 rupees Amazon voucher waiting for you. Okay, good. We can get started with the next. Okay, before I proceed, I would like to just, how many of you would like to know who I am? Can I just hear some yes or no?
Yes, sir.
It's always good to know who's the other person's talking on the other side, right? It's not that I'm just doing a news reading by having some content to just share it. No, it always helps to connect. Okay, what sort of person he is, where he's from, what he's doing. Okay, I just prepared one quick slider. I'm going to share it, run it through a quick pointers about myself that helps you guys to know who I am. Okay, I hope you can see my screen. Sharvari?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, yeah. If for such a confirmation, if Sharvari can just give a kind of response. But the reason is, I just wanted to make sure that you guys are able to see it. Sure. Okay, this is me. This is me, and this is my favorite picture. I'll just tell you where it was taken. when I get into one of an example. By the way, I've just called as a chief guest in one of a university to give a talk. So that's where this picture was taken. Friends, I'm a simple guy. Like to connect with people easily, and I like to visit new places, meeting new people. The reason is meeting new people teaches me a lot, and it gives me altogether new energy. I love spending time with nature. In fact, yesterday evening after my work was over, I spent 30 minutes time. There is a water body near to my house, place where I'm staying. I spent 30 minutes. It was so nice. Nature is my big time teacher. I'm an elbowed person for learning. In fact, I'm a lifelong learner, and at any point in time, I make sure I keep myself upskilling, learning something new, and making sure that I be productive in learning something which is going to add value to myself. I like solo driving, mostly in bullet. When I'm in Chennai, I used to take the bullet. By the way, my house is closer to beach. So I go for solo driving in bullet, and at times I go in my four-wheeler as well. I like to learn new languages. By the way, I can just speak 5 different languages. By the way, I'm a Tamilian, but I got some interest to learn different languages. It helps me to make new friends. Also, it just helps me to be a multilingual person who can connect with other people easily. I've developed interest in learning about human psychology. For some other reason, that journey is quite exciting, I would say. And in fact, that just made me to do my master's as well. And also, I'm a voracious reader, currently reading 3 books in parallel. If at all you guys want to know what are those 3 books, I can definitely share that with you. What you see, The One Thing, okay, so it's by Gary. I'm reading this book. And yeah, The Secret. Of course, that's a book review talk for today. And in fact, I started reading this for the 5th time. It is written by Rhonda Bryan. It's one of a fantastic book. I really love this. And the 3rd one is about the Master Key System by Charles Haanel. In fact, the Secret book was written based on this, or rather, this book, the last book what I showed, that's a main reason for The Secret. So I thought, what is written in that book? And it's really, really amazing.
Arun, the one book you showed is connecting to the previous last week's session actually.
I did share about something on the personal OKR.
No, actually, last week there was a session similar to the one, correct? So that is
the one thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, it was shared by Prasoon. In fact, that's a question. In fact, I've asked with him that was this topic pertinent to that particular book, but he said no. This has a different concept altogether. If at all, maybe down the next 5 months, 6 months, I can give a book review talk on that book as well.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Yeah. By the way, who was it?
That was me, Kumar. Yeah.
Kumar. Okay, Kumar. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, let's just make it interactive. As I mentioned, the more interactive participant going to get the 1,000 rupees voucher. Yeah. And my long-term goal is I wanted to follow my passion, which is around coaching and mentoring among college students. I'm already doing that work with underprivileged college students. The last 2 years, I've coached and mentored 1,000+ college students in various aspects in the job preparation. And I get a lot of the mails from them that, hey, Arun sir, just because of your teaching, I got into job and things like that. I wanted to make that as a full-time when I down the line. And my favorite philosophy, this is one of my favorite philosophy. I fell in love with this philosophy. How many of you like to know what is that? Can I get a yes?
Everyone, yes.
Okay. Some of you already attend my session. No, but this is for the people who have not attended. This is called, if I will change, everything will change. The 7-letter word had literally changed, brought in a paradigm shift in my life. I can just conduct one session on this one simple 7-letter word. So many things that happen. Also, I'm passionate about touching people's life. As I mentioned, that's something I'm aligning with my long-term goal to make some difference in the best way I could. And I live in Chennai, in Tamil Nadu. I have 2 priceless kids and 1 precious wife. I stay in Chennai. Right now, I'm in the US for an assignment. I miss my family. Still, many people call me Arun because that's my name. And I wanted to wish good luck to all of you took time to be part of this Learning Friends. Okay, now you know with whom you're talking, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good, yeah. Time check. I'm very, very conscious about time management. So don't worry, this is something I've rehearsed. We are good on time. As a starting opening thought, as I mentioned, I would like to start the session with the opening thought. Friends, when I conduct session, the first half an hour is just going to be like this. The last 20, 25 minutes is my core content. I present in such a way that the people who are part of my session needs to have some value addition. They should not be the same person as they were yesterday. Just that one learning that should make at least 1 degree change in their life. That's my core objective when I conduct sessions. So I would like to share this eye-opening thought. The 4 I faculties, what we have, which we are not using it properly. Okay, that's a quick thought I would like to share across before we proceed. How many of you, okay, just a question to the participants. Can somebody put in the chat, when I say the faculties, right? What are the mind capability which it can do starts with I. The word starts with I. For example, I can just say intelligent. Intelligent, that's your mental mind's faculty? Like that? Okay, I see some chat response coming in. Wow, Srinivasan, bang on. Balganesh, think, will, introspect. Very nice. Can I get one more response from somebody? But Srinivasan, that's a bang on. Okay, good. Let me just quickly get into here. Mind, important I faculty. First is intellect. What we learn from your studies, from your school, college, that's your intellect. Your mind has that faculty. Next is your intuition. You would agree with me that at times you get some inner voice that tells you something. Hey, this is something good. Can you do it? Oh, this is something not good. No, this is not for me. You get that inner voice, right? That's called intuition. A mind has that faculty. Next, it's the instinct. I've heard from many people, oh, that's an instinct. There's an inner stimuli. Stimuli in the sense, there is something tells you to do, right? It's a stimulation. For example, if you feel like having biryani, you feel like just having nice food, that's an inner stimuli. Likewise, you tend to do a few activity based on your inner stimuli. So these are the 3 highs. But you might be asking, Harun, but you said, yeah.
Intuition and instinct, like almost like there is some similarity, looks like, correct? Because is that correct, or totally how it is different, intuition and instinct?
Wonderful question. You know what? Many people will get confused with the intuition and the instinct. Both are not the same. I think it's Kumar.
Okay.
Okay, both are not the same. Intuition is you get some kind of intuition thought. Okay, if I do. Okay. Instinct is something like an inner stimuli. You know, in a flick of a second, you take certain decision. That's not your intuition. Intuition is something you get some kind of an image, you get some kind of a preview of something going to happen, right? You have you can interpret some of the dreams.
Okay.
That's different. But instinct is on a flick of a moment, you take certain decision which will turn out to be good.
Okay. Go, no
yes.
go, right? I think, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Influence. Okay. Arpana says influence. Kumar says introspect. Okay, good. So these are the different faculties of mind. And the big one is
Arun, instinct because of the value system already he's possessing previously.
Of course, it will.
Okay.
For example, a robber, very, very valid point what you brought across, Balganesh. See, a robber who has the value system of stealing, he get that instinct if assume he goes to a marriage hall or the marriage reception where he sees someone's purse is just popping up. He get the instinct to steal it, yes or no?
Yeah.
That's instinct. Intuition is something you get a different thought. Okay, this is something tells me to do. Okay. Yeah. Instinct is it happens on the flick of a second, but intuition does not happen. Intuition, it's a process. Okay, good. Quickly move on to the next, a 4th mental faculty, which is called imagination. Albert Einstein say, imagination is everything. It's a pre of life coming attraction. But you know what? We are not utilizing or practicing this mental faculty. We just focus only on the intellect. We study, we go to college, school, learn things. We become good in that, exercising that one thing, but not on the intuition, not on the instinct, not on the imagination. But when I came across this particular concept long time back, I started to use all four of them. I have different example of how I used certain things and how it had just helped me in my life. Okay. Yes, imagination, everything. You can imagine of the things what you really want now, which doesn't exist. Right? You can just imagine that you're flying. You can imagine you're staying in a house near to a beach. You can do that, right? That's the power of mental faculty, imagination. Okay. Just a simple question, you can make a note of this. What sort of mental faculty you are exercising more in your life? Is the intelligent, is the intuition, is the instinct, or just the imagination? Most of them will say you're exercising the intelligent mental faculty, but not the rest. If you start practicing this there are separate exercise. That's not part of this sharing as such, but there are part of some exercise. You can invoke your instinct and you can invoke your intuition. You can do your imagination better. Okay, so that's an opening thought. How many of you like that opening thought? Can I just hear some yes or no, Arun, that's boring. Did you learn something new on the opening thought, friends?
Yeah, absolutely. Because we'll often neglect our inner voice, right? So if we are conscious of it, right, and drive it towards imagination, I think it would be a breakthrough. Yeah, thanks for this, Arun.
Yes. Any other comments from anyone? Was it useful to you to get that opening thought? Okay.
Sometimes the intuition, we need to listen to that actually, because sometimes even intuition comes also, it doesn't matter. Like it is not necessary that everybody go based on intuition. But later they will realize, oh, I should have the intuition came that particular time, but I missed that. That's why I lost it. That's retrospective you do, but you already lost it. Yeah.
Valid point, Kumar. Valid point. But you know what? If you practice your intuition, you will be able to just hit the bullseye. Yes, this is what it is, and this is what I'm going for.
Yeah,
And
this is a generic statement to like it's not a personal one. I'm just telling how it happens. Yeah.
correct, yeah. And at times intuition may not happen in the right way as well. It would just puts you in a different spot, but it's okay. But you know what? When you fail, two things happen. One is you will become you take based on your intuition, you take a decision, you can become a winner. And next is, you know what, not a loser, you will become wiser. Or probably that intuition. But most of the time what psychologists say is that intuition, mostly it turns out to be a good one. Why? Because
yes,
that's a kind of call which the Almighty or the universe is just directing you to go, but we don't listen to it. Learner after defeat. Okay, that's right, Balaganesh. That's correct. Okay. Now let's just quickly get into so normally when we conduct session, we have the ice break, right? But I thought I will just do a stretch break. Instead of the stretch break, since we're talking about this mental faculty, I thought I would teach you something, how you can exercise your brain muscles. Would that be interesting, friends, to learn? Can I have some response?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and it's just going to be very, very simple. And the beauty is you can do anytime without any gadget. Okay, here we go. So brain muscles improving exercise brought to you by Arun Anbu. All right, so you know what, guys? Our fingers the fingertip consists of mechanoreceptor. Mechano is something related to mechanic. For example, I am thinking to bring closer my fingers. It's a mechanical activity. How it's happening through the receptor, what I thought, it just passes through my neurons, passes through my nerves, and the instruction came and the action is happening. This is called mechanoreceptor. Each and every fingertip, roughly 3,000 plus. In all our 10 fingers, we have 30,000 mechanoreceptor. But the problem, you know what, friends, we are not activating it. Rather, we are overusing it just because of too much of gadget usage, be it typing or rather be it cell phone usage. If you are using certain things too much, overuse, it's going to get into wear and tear. Wear and tear is fine, but if you can activate your mechanoreceptor, still it does the job properly, right? So that's my intention of teaching you two simple exercise, how you can activate your mechanoreceptor. First one, it's pretty simple. I want you guys to do it with me. Take your fingers, take your palm. As you see in the picture, try to just press gently your index and your thumb. Okay, to the count of 1, 2, 3. Move to the next finger, 1, 2, 3. Move to the next finger, 1, 2, 3. Move to the finger, 1, 2, 3. Easy. You're going to do it together. Easy. I hope you have done that. Now take your left palm and you're going to do it together. Just do it with me. Okay, easy. Second variation in this, connect your both the right and the left hand finger like this and give a gentle push. 1, 2, 3, relax. 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 You can do this both variation 10 times in each hand, right? 1, 2, 3. This is one cycle, and then you do it for 10 times, and then this is second set. You can do 10 times. It's such a powerful exercise. I'm doing it every day. Next, it's pretty simple again. All you have to do is you'll have to just bend your finger as it's shown in the picture. Just gently press it down, one finger. The next is the middle finger. Next is the ring finger. Next is the pinky finger. Okay, likewise, you're going to do it on your left hand. Index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger. Easy. We're going to do one more time, and then we'll get into the session. Do to the count of 1, 2, 3. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Now to the left. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Like this, you can do 10 times on each hand. Okay, this is such a powerful and a simple exercise. Even in your meeting, if you have some time, just do a gentle press 10 times. Okay, whenever you get time, just give some gentle massage. It's going to activate your mechanoreceptor in your brain. Your brain muscles get strengthened, and you will see the difference. Okay, I hope that was a useful exercise. How many of you like that exercise? Can you go into the chat and put, yes, I like this, I did it. Can you guys just put in the chat?
Arun, I had one more point. I think this is also part of your mudras, right? So when you do that, it is the chin mudra, and this one is the apan mudra. So like that, it is there in the yoga asanas when you do the mudras, right? That time also we do this.
Okay, Kumar, looks like you already know something about the mudra. Yes, I practice mudra, but yes, it is aligned with the mudra, but I'm not using the word mudra because that would become too much of a different flavor. But just a simple exercise, because certain things, you know what, you'll have to just teach the basic and people understand. But yes, it is something pertinent to the mudras. Yes, as it did, Balaganesh, different experience. Yes, Jiva, thanks for that. I did it. Hopefully, yeah, useful. Yes, Kumar, please continue doing it. Okay, Sharvari, thanks for doing that. Okay, good. Now a quick time check. As I mentioned, half an hour I took just to make up your mind. Next, we are going to talk about the major content. Okay, friends, in any learnings, you need to understand two things. One is your mindset. Next is your skill set. Okay. I want you, if you can just unmute and say, I want you to say, when I say mindset, I want you also to say mindset. Mindset. Can you say that with me? Mindset.
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 Next is skill set. I want you
Mindset.
to say skill set. Skill set.
Skill set.
Never ever forget these two simple words. Your mindset is important and your skill set is important. The 30 minutes what I took just to set your mind. The next 30 minutes, I'm going to teach you something on the skill set. Arun, looks like you have a lot to cover. Will you be able to cover it? Don't worry. I've already done a rehearsal on dot at 8:30. We'll wrap it. Okay. Welcome. Thank you so much. Again, as I mentioned, people call me Arun because that's my name. And it gives me immense pleasure to share something quite interesting, which had just gave me a lot of benefits about law of attraction. And here we go in terms of the book review covering The Secret, author by Rhonda Byrne. On the right-hand side, friends, you will see something I've written. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure whether it's pretty clear, but you will see something as a fifth, right? First, second, third, fourth, and there's a fifth. For very kind information, I'm reading this book for the fifth time. It's such an amazing book. Okay, from where this started, it's a 20-year-old story. In fact, it's started from 2001, I would say. I was doing it quite a few things without my knowledge, but later I realized this is what it is. Here we go. Okay, what do you got on store? Okay, before I proceed, I want the participants going to the chat. Just wanted to make sure you're with me, okay, on a Saturday morning, 8 p.m. People who are in the call that you're with me, I want you to just go to the chat and type yes, Y-E, yes, 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 something like this, right? I want the people to just type, no, Jiva, not that yes, Y-E, yes, 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 yes. It's like, yes. Okay, would you, all the participants I'm going to request, would you, oh, come on, that's wonderful. Yes, 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 wonderful. Okay, Srini, thank you so much for that yes. I need all this. Okay, Munya, thank you for that yes. Jiva, thanks again. I see different character. Yes, B, yes, yes. That's nice. Who else wants to go? Okay, it just gives me some kind of energy before I share. All right, thank you so much for your response again. Friends, this is what I got in the agenda. I'm going to share things on the thoughts and frequency, simplified process, what the entire book, The Secret, talks about. A, B, R, which is nothing but ask, believe, and receive. And third is about the attitude of gratitude. I'm a very, very, very big fan of this. In fact, I'm doing a lot of exercise around that. And also I'm going to share about the 4-step process in the LOA, quick process DTVF that I'll cover. And also I'll be sharing something about the power of visualization. And finally, I'll be sharing my 2 real life example, how I was able to acquire good success and a good career by applying some of the principle. Okay, with that note, okay, Aparna, I like this. Yes, you just nailed it with just the S word. Wonderful. Okay, good. Good, Aparna. Thanks for being part of listening to Daddy's speech. By the way, my daughter is in the call. Just for information. All right. Before we proceed, so this is something I normally cover. Whenever we conduct session, we have 2 set of audience. One, somebody will say, "Hey, you know what? I already know this content. What's a big deal in it?" Okay. Next is other set of participant will say, "Oof, this is not for me. Let me mind my own business." Friends, I don't know under which category you are in. I'm totally fine. Either you be on the left-hand side or right-hand side. That's not my business. But if you can be in this stage, something half empty, something half full and half empty, that way, whatever I'm going to share, it would just seeps in your head. Because the time what you're spending with me, this 1 hour, it's valuable to you and to me. I don't want to leave you without learning anything. If I'm doing so, then I'm doing injustice to myself and to you. Okay. I wish if you can remain in that particular state. With that quick note, just to give a very high level info on what are the various aspects covered in the book. The author had covered a separate chapter covering on the health, relationship, money, about you, secret to the world. What is that? Your purpose to the world. And then the secret to life. So these are the various aspects. By the way, the way how I've framed this book review is, trust me, I've just flipped and gone through each and every page of the book and took just the gist point to share it with you. Okay, so that whatever I'm sharing, I'm not going to share anything unwanted information to you guys, but just the crux and the gist of it. If you haven't not read, by the way, before we proceed, is there anyone in the audience who already read the book?
I had watched the video. It's almost like 2 hours. I watched twice.
Okay, Kumar, okay, thanks for watching. Okay, no one had read. Okay, someone had just watched. But I tell you, it was a wonderful book. And okay, Arpana had raised a hand. Okay, Arpana, you also watched. I know we watched together, daughter, my sweet little daughter. Yeah, I watched the video and also I read the book. This is the 5th time I'm reading. The author just tried to help you understanding if you're undergoing certain problem in your health, relationship, money, job, to the world, right? That's the author put her thought process in a very simple and a easy, understandable format, covering all this. You might be running into some downfall or the different phase, different patch in your life on these areas. I would definitely recommend you can read the book, focusing on this problem, what you're undergoing. It does wonders. Okay. Well, let's just talk something on the technical aspect of it, right? From here, I need your undivided attention because these are the core concept what to share in the book. Authors share about something about thought versus frequency. Remember, friends, anything you are thinking right now, it is happening at certain frequency. I'm not getting into too much technical of beta, alpha, theta, and also delta with a different range. But your thought exists happening at certain frequency. You need to understand this one simple concept. Second is, the universe listens to you and it can comprehend only the frequency. It does not know how, it does not interpret the what word you're saying. For example, water is a word, but in Tamil we call it as Tannir. In Telugu we call it as Nilu. In Malayalam we call it as Vellam. In Hindi we call it as Pani. Since I know all 5 languages, I'm just using the simple example. How does the universe understand the same different object is same, but the usage is different? Okay, like that, whatever you're thinking, the universe comprehend with your frequency. You need to please understand this aspect. And third is really, really important. Your thoughts are like a magnetic force. The frequency, what you're thinking, it attracts and give it to you, whether it's good or bad. The universe does not know whether you're thinking good frequency or bad frequency, but it will comprehend and gives you the frequency in which you're thinking. It's when I came across this concept, bang on, it's a new revelation to me. Then I started to refine my thinking, my frequency, my thoughts. Okay. Moving on to the next process, the simplify process. In fact, this one concept process is covered in the entire book, which is called ABR. I'm going to share a quick information about it. The ABR stands for ask, and then you believe, and then you will receive. Most of the problem happens in the life is that we don't know what to ask. Even if we ask something which we don't want, or rather we don't like. And then you end up saying, I did not ask for this. True, you didn't ask for it. Actually speaking, it is false because that's what you have asked for, right? The reason is whenever you're asking something, you're emitting a frequency, which may be in a different frequency, which bring forth the result around that frequency, that particular thought. First of all, we don't ask. Second is, of course, we don't believe at all. Oh, I don't know whether it will happen or not. Why? Because we are we have mastered in the anxiety, we have mastered ourselves in doubting things. Okay? But the authors say, if you ask, believe it, irrespective of the hurdles. And third is something, receive. Receive it, that's the outcome of it, right? Based on your strong belief is what you will receive it. If you're going to say, oh, I don't know, I'll be happy if I get it, probably there's a chance of getting it, or no. What you want, ask it very clearly, emit that particular frequency, and believe to the core that I will get it, and you will receive it. A simple example, what I'm sitting here and talking, this is something I kept asking, and I believe it's just going to happen. And that too, I was having just last 2 months of my visa validity, just going to get expired. I was not sure whether I would get it again or not, but I believed. And things had just happened. And right now I'm here. That's the beauty of this APR. Okay. How many of you, now just a quick question to the participants. Is there anyone can share their experience of asking something what you want, but you end up getting something else? Is there anyone can just, not a big example, but at least a small example would like to share across before I proceed to the next slide? Okay, I see 2 of them raised their hand. Who would like to go first?
Go first, Arpana. Go? Yeah, Arpana can go first.
Arpana, what do you want to say, Arpana? Okay, if you have raised your hand mistakenly. Yeah.
Amma want to tell something, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Amma, you can go now, Amma. Okay, can we make it quick?
Hi guys, good evening. Nice speaking with you all. Actually, one thing that I always think was to get a normal delivery for my first baby. I believe that I will get a normal delivery, but unfortunately, it was a cesarean. So I used to think, since I was very confident that I will get a normal delivery, why I didn't get it? That was one thing which struck my thought for the first time after the marriage. I believe, but why I didn't receive it? I asked for it, but I didn't receive it.
Okay, good. By the way, that's my the priceless, the lovely wife. Thank you, honey, for that. Balaganesh, I don't want to you leave. You have raised your hand. If you can share your thought, we can get moving.
Sure. Yeah, this is a real incident which happened to me recently. So I'm looking for a internal job transition into a role where I'm like liking to work. For example, my areas of interest are like product management. I asked for it, but they told me the same reason and they pulled me out of project. But at the end, they pulled me out of job also. But I haven't got whatever I got. So
Okay.
I mean, then I came to know that okay, there are some things which matter a lot. Means if we are working on some organization, we need to somehow align to their objectives forcefully. Sometimes, yeah. That's what I thought of going to an interested area of my job, but I ended up in leaving out of the organization. That's
okay. Yeah, it happens. It happens. You're not alone, Bala. This happens to everybody. You ask something, but you get something. In life is not a fair game. It's filled with a lot of unfairness. The problem is we expect that to be fair, but it does not happen. There are different laws I can teach and share why it is happening. Again, as I speak, it's not that everything what I want is happening as I wish, but there is a process where you can align, where you can attune, and you need to think of, there is a law of gestation. Sharvali, maybe if time permits, I can share about the 13 different laws, how this universe is operating as well sometime end of this year. Okay, that's just to share out a different thought. That's what I opened it, but otherwise, sorry to have to drop, take my ball. Hey, that's fine, Munya, not a problem. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you, you joining. Good. Okay, so that's a simple concept: ask, believe, receive. You keep asking and believe it strongly, and you will receive. At times your requests get answered, at times you fail, but it's okay. In the process, learn what you have learned. Okay, now moving on, the author covers something about the attitude of gratitude. This is my favorite area. I spend 5 times a day, in fact more than that, but definitely 5 times a day of spending time in expressing my gratitude. Gratitude, the simple meaning is expressing your thanks to the universe, to the Almighty, to God, to Jesus, to Allah, to Buddha, to Shiva, Brahma, whoever it is. Expressing your gratitude to the Supreme Power. You need to give hundreds and hundreds of gratitude for all the good things what you have in your life. I'm going to share 4 quick important points when it comes to gratitude. The first is, remember, it is impossible to bring more into your life if you are ungrateful of what you have right now. Whatever you have, just make sure you're grateful to that, your family, your relationship, the health, the money, the job, the house, the food what you eat, the dress what you clothe. Be grateful to the things what you have. Second, and this is slightly tricky, if you are ungrateful for the things you have, a probability of losing it's more. The universe gives to people. If someone is not grateful to that, if you're not grateful, then you're grateful. Okay, that's right, Balaganesh. Absolutely, absolutely. You need to be grateful for the things what you have in your life. And third is important. Gratitude is the mother of all the virtues. You know, you understand the meaning of virtues, right? It's all about the good quality: kindness, meekness, humble, being polite. If you have gratitude, that's a mother of all virtue. If you don't have that attitude, even you may not be a good person. I'm not saying, the author says. So see if you can inculcate the habit of being grateful to the things what you have in your life. I will just cover that in the last section. How you can be grateful. Maybe I'll just share some examples that when you're eating, we have a practice in the house that when we eat food, we express a gratitude. We say our blessings to the food. When we get a new dress for birthday, we express a gratitude. And when there is a rain, when it rains, we express a gratitude for giving us a good house. When it's rain, when I drive in my car, I express my gratitude for making me to drive in a car, because days were there where I was standing in the bus stand and I get drenched. Okay, gratitude is the mother of all virtues. Nothing matches it. Familiarity breeds contempt, but maybe the reason for being, yes, it is. It is. The last is very, very important. See if you can lock yourself in the frequency of gratitude. Even the session what I'm conducting, I was so grateful to Agile Waters, to Sharvari, to the management in Agile Water. I was so excited. I got ready. I'm so grateful of this opportunity. Anything you do in your life, lock yourself in the attitude of gratitude. Then you'll see the wonders. Okay, good time check. Cool. Well, I'm going to quickly cover on the 4-step. Okay, Arun, it's all fine. You talked about thought frequency. You talked about attitude of gratitude. But what is the process? And also you talked about the ask, believe, receive. But is there a steps? Yes. These are the 4 steps. If you have a pen and paper, I want you to write it down, rather take a screenshot of this. This is where things start. It's a simple 4-step process. If you follow this, I can tell you the probability of not getting is less. The first is you need to have a earnest desire of that particular thing, what you need in your life. Don't worry, I will cover 2 examples of what I want and how I got just by applying these 4 steps. It's a desire is what makes you to do certain activity in your life. Your desire creates a chemical reaction in your mind. Your desire makes you to do some action. Your desire to think something big. Your desire to make you to be a better person. If you don't have desire, you can call yourself as a dead body, which means dead body does not have desire, but it exists. Have the earnest wish. I can give you dozens and dozens of desire what I had and how Almighty was able to give that to me. Second, thoughts. There's the first thing we talked about, right? Thoughts and the frequency. And see to that you entertain, you radiate a good and a positive thoughts, confident expectation that I am going to get this. This is where the belief as well comes into picture. Your desire is nothing but your ask. Your thoughts are nothing but the belief that you believe that just going to happen. At times you would fail, you would not get it. But based on the power of your thinking, the universe will give that to you. Okay, that's a confident expectation. Third is slightly interesting, which is nothing but the visualization. You got to try to bring some kind of a mental picture of that, what you really want. There are many things I have accomplished in my life just by the visualization process. And it's such a beautiful process. And I have time for it as well every day. If not every day, yes, I do religiously. If not, I make sure that there is a time I allocate and I just visualize. And fourth is nothing but the feelings, the emotionally connected to it, right? What would happen if something had already happened? If, for example, Balagan is say that he wants to get into a different role, but due to so-and-so reason, things are not. You can just imagine that you become a guy who lives in a good house, or rather you wanted to drive a car, or a person who wants to have a complete perfect health in your body. That's a feeling you can just create it. I combine the visualization and the feelings. Trust me, even today morning I was doing some exercise and it was such a wonderful feeling to get into that feeling. Okay, so this is the 4-step process. Desire, that's ask. Thoughts, that's a belief. Visualization is the process you do, and feeling is the receiving side. The ABR is split into these 4 steps. Okay, now quickly move on to the simple powerful technique called visualization. Guys, we almost came to the end of the session. Author talks about the visualization process, and this is something I found in the public domain, which is exactly what I do. I thought, okay, let me just share it with the participants. Write down the things what you really wanted, because that's a signal you're giving to the universe that I would need this. I can show you that I maintain a big book here. Okay, so you see here, this is something I keep writing. I don't know whether you can see it, but yeah, so these are things I write, and I'm almost done with the book. There are a lot of things I've written, my wish, my goals, what I want to do. So the point is, write it down. Okay, next is imagine the emotion attached to the outcome. That's a feeling part, what I talked, right? Just think and feel you're becoming healthy. Think you're living in a good life. Think you're having a great career. Think that you're running a meeting. That's something exactly I was just thinking that at times I run a meeting where there are dozens of Americans or the white people or the clients will be there. That had happened just on the last Tuesday. I have to run a meeting and there were 30 plus people as a participant, all Americans, all different country people. That's a feeling you got to bring in. And the third is take action. This is where most of them fail. You got to take action every day towards the desired outcome. Your outcome could be to become healthy, to have a proper good relationship, or to have a good money, or to have a good job. Just these 4 is what your life revolves around. Health, relationship, career, and money. This is 4 is what your life revolves around, whether you like it or not. Take action in all these 4 pillars of life. And 4th is all the more important, expand your knowledge. If you don't expand your knowledge, even your action will not end up in a fruition. 5th is all the more important, make time to consider your visualization. That's something it's really happening. I can bet you it will happen, but it's a process. You are not going to get, okay, Arun had said, I'm going to follow, and tomorrow I'm going to get it. No, universe doesn't work that way. There is a law called law of gestation. We are talking about law of attraction. Likewise, law of gestation. There is a period of time where you need to undergo the pain, where you need to undergo the pleasure in order to get the pleasure. But people normally don't have that much patience in undergoing the painful process. It's a painful process, by the way. It's not easy. I'm saying it. Whatever I've done in my life, the process was so painful, but the outcome is amazing. Okay. Quick time check. 4 more minutes. Real life sharing, 2 minutes on each, and then we'll take a call. Well, so I had this one strange dream of me being going as a chief guest on some occasion. Whenever I start my car, I used to think that someday I'm going to drive my car to the occasion as a chief guest. I start to think more about it. I was doing quite a few things among the underprivileged college students in teaching and coaching and mentoring. And one fine day, I received a call from one of a deemed university in Chennai. It's a medical university that looks like we heard that you're doing quite a few things, but we want you to come as a chief guest for the induction program. I was taken aback. And you see here, this is the same guy. I was called as a chief guest, and they called me, they honored by lighting the lamp. Next is, this is my favorite picture. Of course, I was talking to hundreds of students because I know where I came from. I was filled with a lot of low self-confidence. By the way, I can't speak the sense, I can't speak in English because I studied in a government school where the English language was taught in Tamil, my mother tongue, where I was not able to give my introduction speech when I was in the college first year. I was literally ashamed, but I was called as a chief guest to give a speech to hundreds of people. The way you can see how confident I was in giving my speech. And all the more beauty was, I happened to share the stage with an IPS officer. Her name is Archana. In fact, we had lunch together. It was a great moment. There was the college secretary, the department secretary were accompanying, and then they were treating like a big guy. I said, no, I'm not that big guy. I'm just a normal guy. But you see, this is what happened. And the IPS officer, she gave a compliment. Sir, I think you gave a good speech. I shared an important concept to the students, and then she took my number. Next. Dream house. I think we'll just run a 2 or 3 minutes overshoot, but we'll see to that to cover quickly. I used to live in a long time back, 25 years back. I used to live in a hut, 150 square foot hut. When it's rain, okay, I see a chat. Great. Okay, thanks, Jiva. I used to live in a hut. In fact, my brother is in the call. I'm not saying, I don't like to say lie. When it rains, we don't have sleep because the water comes into the house and the entire floor get wet and we lose our sleep on that day. I used to think that someday I will live in a good house. And I started this process of, it's a painful process. And I get emotional when I share this because it's real life experience sharing on the process, what I undergone in terms of the law of attraction, it works. And how many of you like to see my house? Can I hear some yes? No?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, thanks. But I just put some 3 pictures. By the way, this is the different entrance of the balcony where I go, where we go and spend. And this is like a 350 square foot balcony, just a front balcony for kids to play. And we sit and talk. I mean, just any guest comes. And this is my first floor. We have a sitting area where we have tea and we have dinner. It's for more of just sitting as a family. We 4 of us sit together and spend time. And this is on the 2nd floor. There's a separate quiet place. This is where I do my gratitude, express my gratitude. I do my visualization. This is something I imagine. I created this one, what you see here. I've created in my mind, in my visualization, in my imagination I created. And I made it. People comes in and who had designed it? Who was the architect? And I said, it's me. And this is the front facade of my house. Because I live in a 4,000 square foot individual house, closer to a beach, with whatever needs for a family, more than that. Friends, I'm not here to share this to boast, but I just wanted to share this. If I can do, you can do. That's the power of law of attraction.
Yeah,
Okay?
beautiful house.
Yeah, in fact, there's a separate balcony, there's a separate service area. In fact, it's in terms of it's a 7-bedroom and a 6-bath house, and even 20-25 members can stay at my house on a night. When my brothers, my other friend, my family members comes, they can sleep. 20-25 members, close to 30 people can stay in my house. And I know the beginning and I know the end. So that's what it is. Okay, good. The closing thoughts. Remember, you're the most powerful transmission tower in the world. Believe it or not, what we are thinking right now, you're transmitting, whether you want or don't want. Make sure you emit the right thoughts. Okay. What did we learn today? Okay. We learned something about thought frequency. So you guys going to entertain, allow good thoughts. Ask, believe, receive it. Heard about this. Make it firm, the ask, believe, and you will receive it. And the attitude of gratitude, just lock yourself in that frequency. It's such a frequency. And you will be amazed how things are lined up. Okay, I see something. Thank you, Dad, for the big house. Okay, love you. Okay, so that's a compliment from my sweet little daughter. Thank you, Arpana. Yeah, it's for you folks. And then we talked about the DTVF process, the desire, thoughts, visualization, and the feeling. And also the visualization, create a mental picture movie. I literally run the movie, literally run through the pictures. And of course, I covered the real life sharing. Okay. These are two simple example. Like this, I can give you dozens and dozens and dozens of examples. Okay. With that, it was a wonderful, happy sharing and also happy learning to all of you. With that, I would like to just pass it to 3 minutes past. Open to the audience for open Q&A. Yes, Balaganesh.
Arun, generally, we'll say, right, watch your thoughts, they'll become words. And if you watch few words, they will become actions. And actions will eventually turn to habits. And habits will turn to character. So is it the same what that frequency means?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, yeah.
It's the same rice,
Mm-hmm.
whether you make sambar rice or curd rice or biryani. It's in different forms, but the outcome is the food. If you start, anything and everything starts with your thoughts.
Absolutely, yeah.
As long as if the participant can understand and take that one key point, anything and everything starts with my thought. That's it. The frequency, don't worry. If you start focusing on thought, automatically you get into that frequency. Yes, it is.
Okay. And this frequency is like the more you contemplate, right, you'll develop attachment to that. So is it the same, like the more thoughts you are and feelings towards that desire, so that much strong your attachment towards achieving that, right?
It's okay. Slightly, I would like to give a different version. So frequency, the author or other from a psychology point of view, we operate in a different frequency. Right now, we operate from beta. Most of the time, we operate in a beta. But if you can just reduce your thought, you'll be able to take yourself to alpha level, alpha frequency. From there, you can get into a theta, which is from 7 to 4. Okay, and then eventually you can reduce your thought frequency to delta, which is lesser than 3. It's a different practice, different process. I'm not teaching that as such here, but I've done it. There are times I take myself to the theta level, to the delta level, where you become zero. It's called nihilism, which means you go blank. And that's a beautiful state to be in. So it's a different, the frequency is slightly different, but focus on more on the thought. Okay. Yes. The more you think about it, you have an inclination towards it. Okay. I see two other participants had raised the hand. Okay. Okay. Jiva, please go ahead, Jiva.
Yeah, sure, Arun. Yeah, great session, Arun. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are very much.
All right, all right. So considering the time, I'd like to have a quick question. So, in the recent session that you conducted with, say, 30 or plus audience, say customer or stakeholders, if it's, I assume it's a 30 minutes or an hour of meeting. So how do you, an hour, right?
1.5 hours.
1.5 hours, yeah. I just want to take your advice on how do you keep the energy level or the right amount of humor, not going high, not going low, but and also the business needs to be there, and also the we always have a consciousness of how they digest us, like as a different country person and all these stuff, right? So you've got to balance all these things in your mind, and the jokes on the right time, or the humor on the right time, right level, and all these things. So you got my question, right? So how did you balance the energy level for the whole, because you I see you spend more on the psychology and the human culture and all these things. Just wanted to take a quick advice on this topic.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, very good question, Jiva. I like it. The question, how I'm interpreting this question is, okay, Arun, if you can teach me how to fly a flight. Okay, the point is it's a process. And I tell you, it's the question, it's a good question, but not, I don't have a clear-cut, easy answer. The reason is I've done a lot of exercise. I work out my script. I go through mentally. Trust me, yesterday morning, I had to run a separate meeting to 3 different directors. Literally, I sat and 30 minutes, I was just running the entire script, going through each and every line, what I have to say, so it's a process. But just to give a quick advice. For the stakeholders, in order for you to receive, either they will listen in intellectual mode, okay, which is on the logical side,
all right,
or other things on the emotional side.
Okay.
If you're going to talk more on the emotional side, your content goes for a toss.
Okay.
Likewise, if you teach or share something on the intellectual side, still it goes for a boring. How I used to present it, see, even if you look at in the presentation, I try to have something, I'm giving a content, I'm on the emotional part, I'm trying to ask something, do you have anything to share?
Yeah.
So see if you can strike a quick balance on, you say something intellectually, and then on the emotional side, hey, I know that there's a pain point which a lot of users are undergoing. I remember in one of the other business case or the user scenario, it was like that. I think if you do it, then we should be able to. So I'm not talking anything on the content side. Then they'll think, oh yeah, probably this user as a business, right? Oh yeah, you know what? I had this problem. I think this would. So see if you can flip their thinking from an intellectual side and emotional side. That's what literally I do.
Right.
And even a 1 hour meeting, I run it. There are meeting goes after beyond 1 hour because the conversation goes at a very high energy level. And then people at the end of say, oh, Arun, yeah, you did a good a director. His name is, one of a director said, hey, Arun, good job, buddy. So just flip both intellectually, emotionally. And I leave that to you, how you can mix and both.
Yeah.
That way you will be able to, that's what I do. And by the way, this is my running 20th year in the IT journey. I don't know how many years of experience you have.
Almost the same. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then it comes with years of experience, the way of you have done it in the past.
Yeah.
Your rapport, the style, right? It is a package of it.
Awesome. Yeah. Great. Thank you. I'll keep.
No problem, Jiva.
Cheers.
Okay. And I saw Kumar had raised a hand. Kumar, please go ahead.
Yes,
Balaganesh, okay, I have a question.
Yes, Arun, I want to share a few points actually. So as you mentioned, like it's not just only thinking or believing, right? Or like, we need to take action every day. That's very important actually, because many times many people will think a lot or they wish a lot, but they don't do any action. So without doing action, nothing will happen, right? So that I want to.
Absolutely bang on, Kumar. People, that's what I said when I said people fail in the third step.
Yeah.
I'm not an action taker. I'm a massive action taker. In my work table, you can see, okay, it's not visible, by the way. Whatever the action I need to take on this, I have it. And I make sure that I take action for that.
Okay.
And the two example what I showed, and the house I built all by myself.
Okay.
I designed everything all by myself. The chief guest, and it's not easy to get a call from from a deemed university that we need you. As 2 years I was working hard. I used to travel 40 kilometers to give a session just free or for free. And it takes a lot of action to do.
Yeah, you're correct.
Right. And after then I was thinking, oh boy. And prior to that, I was called in another validatory function that okay, sir, we need you to be a chief guest. And I went there. It was in the Don Bosco group. And I was receiving a rousing welcome. And even this, they had this, all the bands, the people are waiting, and it was the red carpet. Man, it was too much. Action make a difference, Kumar.
That's great. And just want to add one more, like, Mind Valley. Have you heard about
Yes.
the Vishan
Yeah.
Lakini? Yeah. So on the Silva method, on top of that, actually, because it is about, we need to start practicing it, and then we get more. That's what is one more point on law of attraction. So again, it's related to the action, but first of all, we need to do that first. We need to get engaged on what we want to do, and then we will be progressing on that. I think that's the additional fine tune of this law of attraction. That's what I learned. Actually.
It is.
I just want to share. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Very, very good. Thanks for sharing that, Kumar. Yeah, that's right. In fact, I used to listen to some of his speech from the Mind Valley. Right now, I'm doing my MBA from Australia. Once I'm done with that, my next course I'm planning to take up is enroll with Mind Valley.
Okay, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, good that you brought that point.
Okay, I see a question. Yeah. I think Mind Valley bringing very good people and very good thought processes. Yeah.
Yeah, because few things are aligned with my long-term goal. That I wanted to take up my next course on that because I wanted to become a coach and mentor in quite a few different areas. To become a life coach and a mindset coach, and also the memory coach. Of course, the agile coach is also in the card. So that's something lined up after my MBA.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, good. Balaganesh, I see a question. How do you cope up and change the action plan under reversal bad times, where whatever you're asking, believing exactly opposite to what you're receiving? Balaganesh, you're not alone. It's a wonderful question. It's a wonderful question. It's not that I am speaking the other side, have everything perfect, and whatever I ask, it's happening. Absolutely no. Many people undergo the same situation. Whatever you're asking, maybe it's happening. It just because of Balaganesh, I can tell you, you are revolving more time in the things what you don't want rather than what you want. That's what it's happening. If you can read that book, author says, probably you're thinking that, oh, I don't want to get poor. Don't say it. I don't want to get poor. Rather, I don't want that particular job. Don't say that. Rather say it. I want this job. I want to become rich. I want to be healthy. Say what you want, rather, instead of saying what you don't want. Probably in your case, I think you are emitting something which you don't want. Why? Because there is a philosophy called TBT, thought become things. If something is turning out to be a things, okay, your thought is what it brought. Without that, nothing can happen. See if you can just reverse the frequency, try to do a research. It's a separate, different process altogether. I think I've shared my WhatsApp number as well. Feel free to call me, text me. I can give you some practical advice. How you can practice that. It's not going to happen immediately because it needs a practice, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Oh yeah, sure, Jiva. Thanks. Thank you for your participation. And I really love talking to you, and thanks for sharing your thoughts.
Thanks, Lord. Sure.
Yeah, I know we have just gone 15 minutes past and we need to respect time. Is there anyone else has any other questions or other wanted to share about the learning? It was good. We learned something new, or other wanted to give a compliment to make my Saturday. Feel free to do so. at least just 1% or 2%?
I think Arun, the Reiki methods are working in this way, correct? The frequency, like remotely, people can able to heal others, and even meditation when we do, people can remotely transmit, heartfulness kind of things like. It's related to the frequency. That's what I just want to highlight.
Correct. Yeah. Reiki, I've not explored Reiki, but I know what it is. The healing, yes. Kumar, you know what? We all are connected in our frequency. In one of the book I read, or other, psychologically, we all are connected. You and I are connected. If I can get into a certain frequency and I can start think about that person, then if that person also exists in that frequency, then you are connected in the universe, in the cosmos. Okay. It's totally a different paradigm or a different learning, which I'm learning. Since you brought that point, it's quite interesting to know that you also have some understanding, some idea about, because you said about the mudra, and then you're saying about the mind valley and things like that. So yes, it's all interlinked per se. But my concept more of thoughts, frequency, your ask, belief, receiving, and the attitude of gratitude, and how you lock yourself in that, and how you can bring some of the visualization. I think if you just follow just one thing out of this, right, still you'll have some difference in your life.
Okay. Actually, we are using a lot of furnitures, right? When you throw it out, better to say thanks, gratitude. Actually, basically, it may be served for a very long time in your home, like 5 years, 10 years. So anything, it can be a book, it can be a furniture, it can be anything. So when you are giving to somebody like charity or something, just give a gratitude to that particular thing, then say thanks, and then leave it, because it helped you in some way for the past how many years. It may be depend on the product or the item. Yeah,
Absolutely, bang on. Yeah, you lock yourself in the attitude of gratitude. Anything you do, just say thanks to it. The universe really love people say thanks. That's the beauty of it. But it's hard to find people getting into that frequency. They take things for granted. They live their life on their own, and then at some point of time, they lament and think and worry that their life become miserable. But if you lock yourself in the attitude of gratitude, I can bet you your life will never be the same. Your life will not get into the miserable condition. That I can vouch.
Yeah, you're correct.
Okay, good. Okay, Sharvari, any closing thoughts? I know we've just ran some more thought. Feel free to just put in where your focus goes. The energy flows. Correct. Yes, that's absolutely right. Focus on the positive things, than beating around the negative. Okay, good. So Sharvari, any closing thoughts? It looks like again you wanted to pick the winner of today's session.
You can announce it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This time I noticed Jiva was vocal, and I see Kumar was vocal. Of course, needless to say, Balaganesh was a star again, because one thing what I would like to bring here is he was very much curious. He joined a bit early, and he was expressing about his feelings and the questions. I think still again he seems to be a good candidate for at least the interest what he showed just joining. I saw Jiva and also Kumar were vocal, but considering that he took some extra time in joining bit early, I think we should honor Bala this time too.
Sure, yeah.
If at all you have a different thought. Okay, so
congratulations, Bala.
Yeah, and
so
Bala, you got the hat trick. So you got the hat trick, and don't expect you get the fourth time, but I'm going to give to somebody. At least you can be proud that you were prompt enough, Bala. You're prompt enough. January, February, even this month, you're prompt enough. You were asking, you shared some of the thoughts. You use the chat and sharing your thoughts, your questions, which is good. Okay.
I can't thank you enough. Yeah, please accept my sincere thanks. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Arun.
Yeah, so you can mention, Sharvi, you can mention that Bala got a hat trick voucher.
Sure,
and fourth time it would go to somebody else. Okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hopefully, Bala gives chance to somebody.
Yeah, and then I'm going to ask Bala to pick somebody else.
Why not? Yeah, and I think it's because of the way other way around, because of the way you are running the session, right? So how your thoughts were flowing, and every time you are bringing up new exercise, and that's where I'm getting excited. It's not just because of me; it's because of the way you are like structuring the sessions. So I think the gift goes to you in turn, Arun here. And
Yeah,
every
I
time
did
you
my
exceed
best.
the expectations. Yeah, absolutely.
I did I try to, I'm a guy who does not take things for granted and just do things like that. You would think of the amount of thought process. I was literally working for 3 weeks on this each and every slide, every word what I use. So that's, yeah, I'm happy that I was able to deliver what I want. At least, as I mentioned, if one person take one learning from this, that person made my day.
Absolutely. And this time, since you touch your personal side of the things, and we felt that the journey is really inspiring, actually. Thanks a lot. And
Yeah.
we do also learn a lot of from your personal side. Thanks, Arun.
Very good, very good. Okay, with that note, I wish we can bring the curtain down for the session. It was pleasure, as usual, interacting with all of you, and it gives me a real joy and excellent, great energy talking to you and sharing. Sharvari, again, I want to take time in expressing my thanks to you for excellent coordination and also all the leadership from Agile Water Consulting as well. Okay. Otherwise, talk to you. We'll come up with yet another new topic on a different topic the next month. See you again in the April month.
Sure, yeah. And thank you, Jiva and Kumar, making it quite interactive.
Yes.
It was making it difficult for Arun to pick up somebody. Thank you.
True. Yeah. Otherwise, it was, in the earlier case, it was just more of one side, Bala. But yeah, Jiva and Kumar also played the role. Maybe, yeah, feel free to come in the next session. We'll find a better other opportunity to honor you folks as well. Okay, before you drop, put in your comments what you're learning, anything you like. Otherwise, we'll talk next week. I know we overshot, but yeah, it was a good interacting session. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Arun. Thanks, Arvari. Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Bye, Princess. Bye, Robert.